Hey guys, welcome back. Last week we talked about vision. We talked about how we need to create a clear, defined balance between the vision of the house or the vision of the church and your personal vision because you have a personal vision. Well, let's talk about that today. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. What is your personal vision? And sad to say, I think a lot of people will say, "I don't have a vision." What do you mean? Do I have a vision? I'm going to church. I'm loving God. I pray. I read. I worship. I talk to people about the Lord. That's my vision. Okay, but what is your vision? What is it within you as an individual that gets your attention? Why do people gravitate towards you to ask specific things about specific topics? What do people look to you for to help them fix? What are some of the issues that you see in culture that bother you? What are some of the things that you're educated in, that you've become very knowledgeable in, that you feel that you can actually gauge the pulse or the temperature on, and that you have a good presentation, you have a good voice, you're vocal in what you talk about because of what you believe, but it's not done in a demonstrative, argumentative way. It's done in a very clear, concise way. So there are a lot of things that flip a switch within our lives. And you will come to find that you gravitate towards specific things that interest you most, that give you some level of accomplishment, success, and joy. And a lot of those things we've turned into hobbies. But the difference between an actual vision and a hobby is when you begin to monetize that hobby, it no longer becomes a hobby. It becomes something that you have enjoyed doing. Now you turn it into that passion, that driving passion that you can now help others, whether it be helping them with your hands, building, whether it be fixing problems from the standpoint of bringing an intellectual side of things, whether it be speaking, whether it be formulating plans or program, whatever it may be. You may have a desire to be a masonry contractor, which that's what I was for 30 years. And it was something I was very good at. It was something that people actually sought me out to do, which was a great accomplishment. And I was very good at what I did. And there's certain things that you are very good at. And, I no longer do that particular work or engaged in that craft. But it taught me a lot in regards to leadership and speaking with people. Because, you've got to speak right to a customer, or you just might as well not turn up because you're going to lose the job. But anyway, your specific vision lies within the recesses of your heart and your mind. Because once you can connect the head and the heart and in a synchronistic fashion, I think that's a word, you can dial it down because you have the knowledge and experience, you have the heart drive towards it, and there's a connection. Let's use that instead of trying to come up with some fancy words. There's a connection that makes sense, and it pushes you towards an end goal. Now, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you time and energy and money. It's going to cost you the specifics of learning so that you can become very adaptable in that specific area that you desire to be involved in. And for some of you that may say, well, I don't have a vision, I don't have a dream, I don't have a desire, I don't have a passion anymore, I would say go to what you know and go to what you do best. And then build from that standpoint. Build from the foundation of, hey, I'm pretty good with my hands. I can build this, I can do that, I can fix motors. I'm very good at fixing the neighborhood guy's lawnmower because it breaks down all the time, or I'm very good at computers, I can do programming, and so on. I think you get the gist. I'm good at cutting hair. I could be a great cosmetologist, and something that I never really ventured in doing, as you can see. I cut my own hair very easily. But anyway, all joking aside, we cannot dismiss the beat of the passion that's in our lives. You can't push it aside and ignore it. If you try, it will resurrect itself again at some point in your life, because it's almost like that nagging voice that will never go away, but it's actually the Holy Spirit nudging and saying, hey, listen, I've called you into this specific arena. I have deposited within you the ability, the talent, and the gift for you to be able to do this specific thing. Now, of course, it's got to be something that you enjoy doing. It's got to be something that you know that you are qualified to do, even though it may scare you to do it. It may be, if you could even say, oh man, I really like reading about this particular subject, and I'd love to speak to people about it, but I'm scared to death of public speaking. Well, if that particular jabbing continues of like, I really want to speak to people, but I can't do it. I'm passionate about this subject. You're going to have to learn how to speak publicly. You cannot say, I can't do that, because you don't have, or you don't necessarily have that particular skill. At least that's what you think. But when you begin to speak about a passion that's in your heart, you forget where you are. You forget somewhat the audience that is sitting before you or standing before you, because you now engage within that passion. And once you engage within that passion, the words just come out because it has become you. You are now the voice for that passion. You now become that person that can tangibly relate to others by maybe some bad stuff that happened to you when you were young, or maybe some traumatic situations that came into your life. Maybe you have been completely healed from some significant trauma that has made that has set you free from a mindset of whatever it might be, whether it be a physical or a mental or a psychological or a spiritual side of it, where you can now relate that information to others. Now, it would be a sad day if you kept that all inside and to yourself and was not able to help anybody else because you're scared to death of public speaking. I mean, just think about that for a minute. God brought you through whatever situation, circumstance, or even trauma. And He gave you the ability to touch lives, because people come around you. People ask you. You sit one-on-one with individuals and give them information that really changes their life, because you can see a tangible change in their countenance. But you're afraid to take it public. People will miss what you have to offer if you allow certain things to stop you, prevent you, or set a roadblock before you to touch other people. Just think on that. Because I know there's some of you that are watching this right now, you've got the wheels are turning, and it's like, yeah, I need to do that. I need to write a book and bare my soul. I need to speak publicly. I need to put on a YouTube channel. I need to connect with people. I need to stand up and in a community setting and talk to elderly people or middle-aged people or young people, college students, high school kids, middle school kids, elementary school. Some of you could have a book that you want to write or illustrate for young children. That passion that resides within your heart is something that God deposited within you as a person. And we have to be very careful that we don't push that so far down that we never want to hear about it again because we're too scared or afraid to be too vulnerable or afraid of making a mistake, or worse, making a fool out of myself trying to talk to people on some media platform and not getting it all together, and maybe not sounding my words out right, or maybe flumbering and flustering around and flailing their hands. Everybody think I was Italian the way I'm married to an Italian girl. That's probably why I move my hands so much. But you know what? If you don't engage, and if you don't talk, and if you don't speak the passion that's in your heart because you know it has a connectivity to the people that you want to reach, then you're doing them a disservice because they're waiting for you to show up in their lives to help them navigate through the circumstances that they've been involved in. All right? Thanks again, guys, for checking in. Appreciate you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.